Hi, welcome to the Recovery Daily podcast. This is Rachel Miller. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic and stroke survivor. Once again, I want to just remind everyone that the February challenge is the plank. So check out yesterday's episode if you need more of an explanation, or you can just Google plank challenge and you'll be all caught up. It's really easy. So yesterday we did 20 seconds regardless of which track you're taking. So you can either take a 3-minute track, meaning by the end of the month, you will be able to hold a plank for 3 minutes, or you can do the 5-minute track, which by the end of the month, you will hold a plank for 5 minutes. And I mistakenly said yesterday that February has 28 days, but it has 29 days. You probably knew that, but it took me 24 hours to figure it out. So I will let you know how long to hold your plank for both tracks each day. So today is day 2. Yesterday we did 20 seconds, and once again, we're going to do a 20-second plank today for both tracks. So I love it. I'm ridiculously nerdy about plank challenges, so I'm excited. So 20 seconds for today. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about what I think is a pretty fascinating topic. And it bridges the gap between our emotional experiences and the physical sensations that accompany them. And the subject touches on our topics of self-awareness and recovery and healing. So I felt like it is really a perfect fit for our adorable little podcast community. Um, so I was actually this morning, let's see, was it this morning? No, midday, I was doing my meditation with the Calm app, and Jeff Warren, who does the Daily Trip, did a meditation, and I don't really remember what the topic. It was called Waxy Buildup, but I don't remember what the topic was. But my mind was going to this. I guess he was talking about emotions, and I started thinking, like, I was trying to elicit an emotion. Okay, so I was like, okay, let's see if I can feel. I think it was irritation or not anger, but I think it was like irritation or something like that. And so I was thinking about something that would make me really irritated. And then I thought, where do I feel that in my body? Where do I feel the irritation? And I was like, I feel it kind of like right beneath my throat. That's where I feel it. And I thought, that's interesting. Now I'm going to try to think of like happiness. So I was thinking about something really happy, to the point where I like started feeling happy. And I was like, okay, where do I feel happiness? And I felt it all the way at the top of, like, right underneath my chin, like almost higher than my throat. I'm like, this is weird. So I went and researched this. And of course, there is a whole research paper. There might be more. I don't know. I just did a little bit of research about it, and I thought that it was really interesting. So I wanted to talk about it because I think that it could be helpful to some of us who sometimes are feeling something and we don't even know what it is. I know that happens to me. So this discussion today is inspired by this groundbreaking research that sheds light on how our emotions are not just feelings that exist in our minds, but they're also deeply embodied into our deeply embodied experiences. And I feel like, that's not something that we had no idea that was happening, of course, because when I get stressed out, I remember when I worked at one of I think my second place that I worked at, whenever the phone rang, my stomach would start hurting. Like, it would seriously start hurting enough that I had to go to the bathroom. That's how bad my stomach was hurting. So it's not something that I think that part isn't new to us, but this idea about how each emotion shows up in a different part of our body, I thought was super interesting. So, the research reveals that different emotional states are associated with distinct and universally recognizable bodily sensations. So, this discovery could actually revolutionize the way that we understand and approach our emotional well being. So imagine this. You are like walking through the park and you see somebody you love. So let's say it's your partner. So I'll think of Baby Cakes. That's his that's his name that I give him. Okay. So we're imagining we're walking through the park and I see Baby Cakes up like, you know, 50 yards away from me. So my heart starts racing. I haven't seen him for a while, right? So, I mean, no, it happens every time I look at him, obviously. My heart starts racing. So my heart starts racing with anticipation and excitement. And that is a physical manifestation of my happiness or excitement. So, contrast this with the tightness and tension in your muscles, like in your shoulders and back or in your neck, before you go to something important at work. Maybe an important meeting, maybe you're getting ready to do a presentation that is really important. So that is a physical reflection of anxiety. And it's not just like poetic imagery, it's the reality of how closely intertwined our emotions and our physical states are. So the study that I'm talking about used a unique method where participants were shown silhouettes of bodies. Okay, like you can print one. If you want to try this, you can like Google a body silhouette. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to tell you to Google something that doesn't show up as a good thing. Um, anyway, you can print this out. So they were shown silhouettes of bodies, and then they were asked to color in the areas where they felt activity increase or decrease when they were experiencing various emotions. So the results were really amazing. Not only were the emotion triggered bodily sensation maps consistent across participants, but they also transcended cultural boundaries, being similar across both Western European and East Asian samples. So, what does this mean? Especially when we navigate recovery and emotional healing. So, first, it underscores the importance of listening to our bodies. Our bodies are communicating with us, and that's something that I definitely recognized more when I got sober, that start to like listen to the cues that about my emotional state that I might not be consciously aware of. So by becoming more attuned to these physical signals, I can gain a deeper insight into my emotion, and allows me to to address the emotion when I might just be ignoring it. If I wasn't completely aware, how sometimes you can be like, I feel like I'm irritated or something. I don't know what like you're trying to name. I talk about that all the time, name an emotion. Well, the more that you get familiar with what your bodily reaction to each emotion is, it would be easier to name the emotion. Like, am I irritated or am I sad? Am I hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? That's something that we ask ourselves in sobriety. So, getting more familiar with how our bodies react to different emotions would help us in our recovery. So these findings also are possibly opening up avenues for research and therapy. And the idea that we can map emotions onto our bodies suggests that we might be able to identify like biomarkers for emotional disorders. And that would be amazing, to have cues into what's happening before the subject even knows what's happening. So this could lead to more tailored and effective treatment plans for mental and emotional disorders and the physical aspects of our emotional health. So this is what I think would be fun, and I'm definitely going to do this because I have more time than I know what to do with. So take a moment and reflect on how this can be applied to your daily life. So perhaps it's through mindfulness practices that encourage us to stay tuned into our body sensations as we experience various emotions, or maybe it's incorporating some sort of body awareness technique into a therapy session. I think it would be interesting to mention this to my new psychiatrist to help us connect with and process our emotions on a deeper level. So I invite you to explore this and maybe print out one of those body silhouette or draw it. Get out a piece of paper, draw a body, and draw a few of them. And then just take some time. Like, it would be a nice meditation practice. You could even stretch it out throughout the week and like say, today I'm going to meditate on the feeling of happiness. So you take 10 minutes and just think about what it's like to be happy and where you feel it in your body. And then when you're done with the meditation, just color in the parts of your body where you feel the happiness. And then the next day, you can meditate on the feeling of sadness and do the same thing. So the next time you find yourself, even if you're outside of meditation, if you find yourself experiencing a strong emotion, like, take a moment to pause and notice how it manifests in your body. And this awareness, I think, could be a powerful tool that could enhance our understanding of ourselves, and aid in our recovery and absolutely our emotional well-being. So that's what I have for you today. Pretty cool, I know. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.